keeping reference files at your fingertips.
Today,
myOrganized.life live. Well, welcome to myOrganized.life live. I am John Hunt.
and I'm Leanne Thompson.
Now, see, that time the title worked.
Good. And you interrupt me. I'm Leanne Thompson.
Oh, you are? I apologize
That's
for that.
okay. That's okay.
And this is the show where we give you organizing tips. I don't know about our advice on a day like today. It might be a little sketchy, but
this show might be only 3 minutes long. Who knows?
Anyway, we like to get your feedback, questions, comments. In fact, today we're going to be talking about reference files. Do you know what a reference file is?
Yes.
Okay, maybe they don't.
They don't?
But maybe you do. It's something you use. It's not a to-do. It's not a project, but it's something you refer to a lot, and you keep it on your desk or around your desk. So we're going to talk about how to organize those today.
Cool.
Reference files, how to keep them at your fingertips.
Different than a couple weeks ago when we talked about desktop filing.
That's correct. So I'm going to take our
and we want to know where people are watching from, so give us a little hi or
shout out in the comments. What kind of in fact, let's ask you, what kind of reference files do you use?
What do you use?
Well, I use like price lists.
Okay.
I also have
What's
a
your
bunch.
biggest one that you use?
Well, I have a master project list.
Okay.
So the reason we're talking about this is we do have an article on SME.com. If you go to SME.com and in the search bar, just type in reference files.
Reference files. Yep.
And
it's a
come
pretty broad article. It doesn't
is.
get to the nitty gritty, but it gets some ideas out there. It gets your brain working.
Yeah, and kind of in the article, we talk about identifying what your reference files are. I think you probably already know them because they're things you use almost every day.
Like phone lists.
Yep.
Passwords, possibly.
Yeah. I bet you have an example of what that might look like on the desktop.
I do.
Right?
I do.
Okay. If you remember, we had the Stadium file on a couple weeks ago. Well, this is not as big. This is
a mini Stadium file. And this one only has three pockets.
Three pockets, but it has room for what?
Probably has room for six or nine folders.
Yeah.
Right. So some examples of reference files, like here's a project list folder. So inside I just have a list, a checklist, actually found on, you can find this on SME.com, this checklist, SME.com/checklist. So you just, my projects for the week or the month, or not month, mainly the week and the urgent stuff. And any other little notes you might have that you might need to access right away.
Well, and this is the notes folder. So a notes folder is something you can write on the outside. You can write on any folder on the outside, but this at least has lines. So if you have bad handwriting like I do, you can kind of keep close to being in the lines.
Right. Here's a price list. That would work well for you.
Yeah.
And a contact list. So whoever you need to call, daily, weekly, monthly, they're all right there at your fingertips on your desk, but it's not projects. It's just the little things that you just need a quick.
And what's nice about this mini Stadium file is this pocket here. So if you have things like envelopes or Post-it notes, you'd probably use this in addition to maybe another desktop file of some sort of file box or anything that will keep. So this is kind of like, I just got to get it, I got to get it, but it keeps it also from being spread out all over there.
I picked everything up on my desk for this show and put it in here.
Yeah.
Because normally it's spread all over my desk.
Right.
Actually, you came by yesterday after at the end of the day and said, "Oh, you cleaned up your desk.
Yeah.
We should do a show on that."
Yeah, maybe we will.
Those were your exact
Coming
words.
up, it's going to be an expose. Leanne
live from my desk
cleans her desk. It's a major event. Pay-per-view. No, we'll do it for free.
Yeah, we will.
I'm sure. Actually, we'll probably do maybe a show on spring cleaning your desk.
We should.
That would be good.
My desk. I think yours next.
Oh, mine is really nice. Oh.
Dust bunnies all over the place.
Okay, well.
Yeah. And I think I saw your Christmas white elephant gift stashed up on your.
Well, that's so I can re-gift it next year, too.
Fine.
Okay.
We'll have to have a special spot for that.
Well, you actually printed the article out. What else in this article do we have other than we've kind of identified what reference files are? We kind of showed you an example of what a solution could be to kind of hold them.
Yep. It just says, make groups. Think about how you search for stuff. Where's the first place you would look?
Yeah.
So you're probably not going to shove this in the drawer because you won't want to go digging for your phone list every time you want to call somebody. Put them in order. Set up the file headings so you know what they are. Right. Don't make them too confusing, and keep it close.
I know another thing that I use. I am referring to this quite often. Is I have what's called our chart of accounts, our expense code. So because I pay a lot of bills, so I put down the billing code.
Okay.
I have that thing. I use it now.
And so where do you keep that?
Now that one I keep in my desk drawer.
Okay.
Because I don't use my desk drawer as a, but it could be a holder.
Yep.
You know,
okay.
I don't have it in my, I do have a couple different Stadium files on my desk, but that thing I keep in the drawer. I don't know why.
Well, if it's right
We'll have
there.
to do a show on that too.
should.
Psychoanalyze, why do you keep that when it should be in a Stadium file?
It should.
Okay.
Or at least in a clear poly envelope stuff
true.
somewhere, so you can just see it without getting it all smudged.
Now, you don't have to use a mini Stadium
Nope.
file. There's a lot of different things. We have desktop file sorters. You can, if you have a really tight space, we have the cascading wall organizer, which you can have on your wall.
And we're going to talk about that on Thursday.
We are?
Yeah, that's a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert! Yeah, Thursday.
Hashtag spoiler alert.
Okay. Well, yeah, because Thursday of this week is Solutions Day.
And we're going to talk about our space. So that's one of the products we're going to feature.
Yeah, great. Well, we've kind of had this rough theme of space space planning. If you looked at yesterday's program with Shauna Turner, we talked about space planning, whether you have too much or too little, so go back and see that. Now, I don't know about the podcast this week, because it's on Wednesday, but it's about
Sunday basket.
Sunday
Your
baskets.
Sunday basket.
You know, when you do an organizing podcast, everything can tie together.
Everything does always tie together.
I'm sure we
with
can
us.
probably tie that together with this as well too. So, so that's tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central Time. Lisa Woodruff, the inventor of the Sunday basket. It's a really cool system.
It is.
And you know, you don't.
She's really good at what she does.
Yeah.
She's got books. She's got everything.
Yeah, she's got a whole podcast just on Sunday organizing. We'll talk to her more about that tomorrow. Thursday we have our solutions. We're going to talk about things that help you with tight spaces or unique spaces that maybe you have in your office or home office. And then Friday it is
Blogger Roundup.
Blogger Roundup. Yes, we'll be looking at some of the best articles that are out on the web. In fact, if you have a blogger you like to follow, or you are a blogger and you want us to discover your, we look at tons of them.
Yeah, we found 2 new ones last week.
Yeah, we did. It was good. So go ahead and put that in the comments. Even if you're watching this show on replay, because we replay this on Facebook after we record it, obviously. And then YouTube on our myOrganized.life YouTube channel, so you can catch this show anytime you want. But the real action happens 2 p.m. Central Time. That's 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. Every day, Monday through Friday, except the days we're off.
The days we're off.
And not the weekends.
Right.
So, and there we go.
Yeah,
so
anything else on this?
I don't know. I think this is good. I mean, it's one of those things where, you know, we talk so much about to-do lists and we talk about project management and all this, but sometimes, you know, those reference files, you know, and it could be like an encyclopedia or a dictionary, anything like that that you need to refer to, thus calling it a reference file.
Right.
We don't always talk about that. So I think it's good to think about what it is that you use, get the appropriate holder for it so you don't have it laying out on your desk, and don't do the Post-it notes on the screen like you do.
No.
That's not a good system.
No, that's not.
And, you know, we'll have more on...
And we could actually, I was thinking too, it just popped into my head, like to-go menus in your kitchen.
Oh, yeah.
You could put them in a plastic, like, poly envelope and just, like, kind of shove it up in the cupboard.
Yeah.
So it's just right there.
We have ours in a notebook in a cupboard, but
okay,
a poly, actually poly envelope would be a better, maybe that could be a solution we could talk about on Thursday.
Ooh, okay.
Note that.
I will.
Yeah.
I'll note that.
Put that in your reference file for Thursday.
For show notes.
Show notes. Big show ideas. I think we've come up with, I don't know how many different show ideas already.
Yeah.
Psychoanalyzing my desk, doing your desk makeover.
Yep, exactly.
And now we've got how to handle your takeout menus.
Yes, that's a big show.
That could be a huge show. So anyway, well, folks, that's about it. We will see you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Central, right here on myOrganized.life live.